Wow. Oh, goodness. Wow. That was me talking. Ain't that something?
Ain't that something?
Ain't that something? Jeff. Cannabis, cocaine, gas, electric bill. That's funny. That is funny. What's wrong with squirrel? Ooh.
Squirrel.
Oh. 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 Oh, that's not good. Oh. What? I didn't inhale. I don't know where it is.
You know it's about to get real.
10 seconds.
Really need a plan. And you need people on board. There's only one place to be. Sunday Long Live Radio. 5 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. UK.
Mojo 50. The question isn't
who's going to let us.
The question is who's going to stop us? Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Brad Staggs. Almighty Mojo 50.
There's a brand new poll out from Rasmussen. This is going to disappoint the White House, I'm afraid. The rest of us, I think we probably knew this already. The new poll from Rasmussen found that more than half of American voters see Biden as one of the worst presidents ever. I don't know that that surprises me.
Not
Surprise you?
Nope.
But I mean, 81 million votes. No, not all of them came from actual living American voters, but, 81 million votes.
What does that mean? Not all of them came from. Are you talking about what emphasis on the word living? Is that what we're
living
doing here?
or real or American
Okay.
or anything? I mean, again, when Dinesh D'Souza's movie comes out, the new one, 2,000 Mules, is that what it's called? I think so. We'll see evidence of part of where those 81 million votes came from. So it's a new survey by Rasmussen Reports, and the National Pulse found that 54% of likely voters think Biden will be remembered as one of the worst presidents in history. 1,000 likely voters conducted between January 30th and 31st. Only 15% believe that Biden will rank in history as one of America's best presidents. Another 25% think his presidency will be remembered as about average.
Okay, so is Jimmy Carter going, yeah?
Jimmy
Or
Carter's
is
going,
he
I can leave now. Now that this is out, Jimmy Carter's probably got to lay down and go, I'm done.
He said, I'm done.
How old is he, 100?
Yeah, I don't know, but he's getting close.
Yeah. So
Look, I have to admit, I do. I have to admit, even after his presidency, Jimmy Carter's actually done some pretty cool things.
I think he has tried to
I think
rectify.
he has tried. Yeah, I think he has tried to do that.
Good for him.
If what we see in the news about him and his family afterwards, I mean, after he was president and what he's been doing for
Right.
humanity,
Right.
you know, I think you're right. I think he was trying to rectify, but Biden's like, hold my beer.
Yeah. Now Biden, you know, and with Carter, I think he's. Whew. Well, that's why he hung on so long, just to make sure that he wasn't the last man standing when it came to worst president ever. But Biden is. I mean, the difference between Biden and Carter appeared to be humble. I mean, he may not be. I don't know. He's always appeared to be humble. Then again, you know, the past few years, you know, when Trump was in office, he had to do the groundhog thing, stick his head up and start yammering about Trump as well. But for the most part, Jimmy Carter seemed like a humble man, just not a competent president. I don't think anything he did was malicious. I think he was just incompetent. He was not equipped to do the job, looking back. But a good guy? Probably. On the other hand, Joe Biden, not only he's ill-equipped to do the job, but he's also, I think the guy's evil. I really do. I think when you do things and we're all adults here, let's not pretend that the Hunter Biden laptop didn't exist. He's a con man. He's a con man who, I've worked for people like this guy. There was one, I worked at a station in Newport Beach. I won't say who the big guy was, but I will say that with this similar traits. You know, he could sell you a used car and you wouldn't even know you bought it. Hell, I may have been married to one of these before. Did I say that out? Sorry. But these guys, I mean, Joe Biden is one of those guys who come into the room and before you know it, he would probably have you hypnotized. If you didn't know who he was, oh man, you look great. You know, complimenting you and just good time, Charlie. But underneath the hood, the guy is all con man. He's in it for Joe Biden. I'm sure that when he was taking the money from the Ukraine and from China and Russia and wherever the hell else he got it, he's thinking, I deserve this. I deserve this money. I'm doing good for the peeps. I'm fighting off corn pop. And then in his later years, he's out there like last year's Easter egg and doesn't know if it's Tuesday or chocolate. And every now and then the little filter slips out of place and he speaks the truth. You know, everything from we're going to build the most, corrupt voting machine. How did he phrase that? I mean, he says things you go, whoa, I don't think he meant to say that. And I think that's the truth filter just slipping through. Now, here's what, to counter all of this stuff, to counter the poll, to counter everything that's happening, because he is such a worthless turd. That too harsh.
You couldn't go anywhere else, could you?
Just, the guy is.
In that split second, your brain was trying to filter out all the other words you wanted to say.
I've never felt this way about politics. I didn't feel this way about Obama.
I think it's funny that you ended up with worthless turd.
It just really is. You can say what you want about Trump, but he was doing things that made the country, I think, better and was actually putting us in a competitive spot.
Yeah.
When it came to China, he wasn't letting China walk all over us. Did he make stupid decisions too? Yeah. Keeping Anthony Fauci was one of them. But here is Joe Biden yesterday trying to deflect, I think, from the polls and all the bad news.
We can end cancer as we know it. I committed to this fight when I was vice president. It's one of the reasons why, quite frankly, I ran for president.
Really?
Let there be no doubt, now that I am president, This is a presidential White House priority.
Really? It's a presidential White House priority. Prior to back in 2016, or was it 2016 when Obama announced the cancer moonshot? Remember that?
I do. And
it was he was putting Joe Biden in charge of it. Joe Biden was going to be the face of the cancer moonshot. Here's Obama back in 2016.
For the ones we've all lost, for the families that we can still save, let's make America the country that cures cancer once and for all. What do you say, Joe?
President Obama has announced how he plans to follow through on the promise he made during the State of the Union address to ramp up efforts to eradicate cancer. The White House's first budget proposal for the 2017 fiscal year is a $755 million package to fund cancer research. That's a huge bump from the $195 million the White House said it will commit this year to the effort led by Vice President Joe Biden.
All right, if you're Barack Obama and you are out there, it's a cancer moonshot, and we are going to defeat cancer. Remember, they never do anything like this without an ulterior motive. I mean, I'm sure they're out there saying, "Hey, boy, it sure would be nice if we could cure cancer." But
didn't one country find a cure for cancer?
Israel.
Okay.
That was in was it 2017, 2018?
Yeah,
that they announced. That within a year they would have the cure for cancer. And I followed the story, and the following year it just disappeared. It evaporated.
Yep.
And what you found, or what they said, was that, that was a marketing thing, and we didn't mean it, and blah, 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 which, I don't know. My jury's still out on that one. Maybe they had found, or were very close to finding the cure for cancer. And other powers that be didn't like that, because cancer is very well funded, cancer research. There's a lot of money that gets thrown at it, which is amazing when you think about it, the amount of money that's thrown at cancer, and still, I mean, it's what, isn't it still the number one killer? It's up there if it's not. And so if you cured cancer tomorrow, whew, I mean, think about all the money that COVID has kept alive. All the funding.
Think of all the individuals and companies that COVID has kept alive.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry to be such a damn skeptic, but if you have cancer, man, we have friends that have cancer, and cancer sucks. And I've seen people die of cancer. I've seen people in the last hours of their life from cancer, and it is horrible, beyond horrible. So I don't take it lightly, but I just don't think these people have good intentions. So for Joe Biden suddenly to come out with, hey, we're relaunching the cancer moonshot. Well, shit, Bubba, you've done so much with it over the past 6 years. I mean, if it was such a damn priority to you, why didn't you, take it more seriously when it was announced you were leading the damn thing in 2016? Because did you ever hear about him say shit about the cancer moonshot after that?
No.
There was a Twitter account. I wonder if they took that down. And quite frankly, it's hard to find information right now on the original cancer moonshot. Now, the conspiracist side of me says that's Google scrubbing the interweb. I mean, not that they would ever do that.
Every day.
And it's fun. If you have a VPN, it's interesting that, and a VPN is a virtual private network, and there are a bunch out there. NordVPN is one that I got. There are, what are some others?
Surfshark.
Yeah. So it just basically what it does is it makes it look like your computer's sitting somewhere else. So if someone tries to squirrel you out, it looks like you're in Brazil.
Here's excuse me, here's an example of an advantage you get with VPN. If you go to netflix.com and you're actually VPN set up to come out of, Europe somewhere,
yep,
then you see different shows
Yeah. And the same thing with, strangely, and I may be wrong, but CNN has they have an international
Correct.
edition.
Yeah.
Fox doesn't. I don't know why. But again, the conspiracist in me, you get different stories when you activate your VPN and it looks like you're coming out of Brazil. You get a different set of front page stories on CNN. Again, I guess the rest of the world wants different information than the people in the United States do. But if they can do that, and if they can make searches difficult for what was it, mass psychosis? Was Malone? What did he call it? Mass psychosis something about why everybody is freaked out about COVID, and it was mass psychosis for me. I don't know what it was, some condition, some psychological condition, and Google made it very difficult to search for the definition and any research on mass psychosis, whatever it was. So if they can do that, they can make a lot of information disappear. So just try to find information on the original cancer moonshot, $755 million in cancer funding. And I don't know about you, but I haven't heard lately of any real advances in fighting cancer. Have you?
No, but even if there were, it would be overridden, or you wouldn't hear about it because they're doing COVID stuff every day.
Right. And there may be some advances in cancer research that I don't know about, and because it's going to come as a shock, but I don't know everything.
I'm sad by that, Brad.
I shouldn't have told people that, should I?
No.
I should never have mentioned that.
Right now, there are people who are losing their minds.
Just edit that out.
Just started crying.
Just edit that out. But
I'm a little dismayed myself.
I understand that. Believe me, I look in the mirror, I get dismayed every damn day. But just do a little research. See if you can come up with something. Let me know, because it would be fabulous if we could cure cancer.
It would be.
The problem with that is, I don't know how, again, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but cancer kills a lot of people every year. That doesn't go so well for this whole population control thing.
That brings up a question in my mind. If cancer is so bad, and I would bet you the numbers of cancer deaths far outweigh anything the pandemic has done.
Yep.
Why didn't we jump on that as a pandemic? Why didn't we jump on a cure for cancer like we did for the pandemic?
It's been going on so long.
Right. And you know how many companies are raising money for cancer research?
A lot.
For however long?
Yeah.
It's the same thing to me that I used to think about the Muscular Dystrophy Association in the telethon every year. They raise millions of dollars.
Right.
And yet I don't hear anything about muscular dystrophy being solved.
No. Look at JDRF.
Yeah, same thing.
Juvenile
diabetes.
Type 1 diabetes, which everyone gets confused with type 2.
Yeah.
Type 2 is the fat kind. Type 1 is the immune system kind. I probably will get in trouble for saying it that way, but you can correct type 2 sometimes. I guess not all the time. But type 1 is an autoimmune disease. And I mean, they're working every day to try to, find cures for that. And I've seen behind the scenes in that. And it's tough. And they don't get near the funding that cancer or some of these others do. So I don't understand how, I'm with you. Over the years, how many gazillions of dollars have been spent on cancer research? And I don't, maybe they've extended. I may be missing something here, but like I said, with Gwen.
Yeah.
I mean, she just lives day to day. She and I have had more than one conversation about, that it's, she could outlive us all. I mean, she outlived Doc Thompson. She outlived Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But you just never know. Even if you've got cancer, you don't know that's your death sentence. You get hit by a truck tomorrow. So, but Biden coming out and using this as what I think is a shield, doesn't it seem just a little dicey that, everything everywhere is falling down around them because the whole mandate situation is crumbling. They're desperately trying to hang on, but everything Joe Biden and his crew have the fecal touch. Everything they touch turns to shit. It really does. So, now it's going to be, hey, we're suddenly out of the blue, because I haven't heard them say one word about cancer in the year that he's been in office. Have you?
No.
No, it's pretty much been, they've been patient with us, but their patience is wearing thin on COVID, but nothing on cancer. And suddenly out of the blue, hey, cancer, it's a priority here in the White House. Really? Because
yeah, but talk is cheap, dude. You hear him say it's a priority, but you'll never see him act like it's a priority.
Right. Well, now he has
not with the vaccine mandates and not with the COVID stuff in the mix. You're not going to see cancer being a priority.
No. He has set a 25-year timeline. Convenient.
Oh my God.
To reduce cancer deaths by 50%. Wow, if we had started that back in 2016, we'd be 6 years into it. Part of the broader effort to end cancer as we know it, according to senior administration officials who previewed Wednesday's announcement on the condition of anonymity. Why would you want to be anonymous? Why wouldn't you be shouting this from the rooftops? Why do you need to be an anonymous senior official talking about this? It would seem to me, man, if you're announcing this, it'd be like, hell, I don't care if it leaks. Let everybody know. We're going to kick cancer's ass. But no, it's a PR move, and probably some of that comes from this botched operation in Syria. Oh, I'm telling you. Oh, that and this. Are we ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the new national debt is 30 trillion, 8 billion,
God,
279 million and change. 30 trillion dollars.
Jeez, Brad. Jeez.
Beats me. Who cares? What are you going to do about it? We're obviously nothing is ever going to get done about it, right?
Do you have what it is per U.S. citizen?
No, but I can get that really quick because there is another this one right here, the national debt
I think it was $80,000 per U.S. citizen.
Yeah, that is so cute. No, it's $90,000 per U.S. citizen and $239,000 per taxpayer. Congratulations.
Jeez.
So, they're taking
that's our portion of the debt.
I've never understood this thing anyway. I mean, I've never. What am I? If we each pay $90,000,
we can pay it off.
It's a numbers game. It's like Wordle, that game puzzle that the New York Times just bought. I mean, it doesn't mean squat. And besides, now that they're focused on cancer, do you really think they give a crap about the national debt? I don't think so. 6% C. Say Podway, who is over here. I've moved him around a little.
C. Say Podway.
I'm working on getting quicker at recognizing my own buttons. Is Dave G on Spec Op today? Yeah, actually, he is a giant pussy and didn't want to drive on the ice. Even though he has a four-wheel drive vehicle. Well, just because you have four-wheel drive, when you're trying to stop, that just means all four wheels are locking up and sliding around in the... He says he's afraid of the other drivers on the road. If the guy had any cojones, he'd be here. I know. I got here.
It is a good distance, though, for him to get to you.
What?
Yeah, for those that don't know, I think half the freaking country is getting severe storms or severe snow and ice
exactly.
Right now.
Do you think...
And we got ice overnight.
Right.
So.
And do you think that the other bazillion people out there decided that they weren't going to come in and address the issues that are facing our country? No. They all got up. They're doing their part. Mike Lindell got up today. And wondered how the hell he could get up there and kick some more ass.
Absolutely.
and it ain't cheap to kick ass. Let me just tell you. I slobbered all over my my pillow last night. Actually, it was the night before that I did the slobbering because had some. Was it Tuesday? I went to see my dentist. You know, I've told you this before. You know my dentist's last name is?
What?
Titan Sore.
You're lying.
I am not.
I was expecting you to say pain.
Nope. Dr. Titan Sore.
Okay,
It's
that's
Titensor. But I think they kind of gloss over Titan Sore. But it's Titan Sore. And I go there because Chris Salcedo, friend of the show and over on BAP, he
recommended.
Recommended, does their commercials, and I love him over there. I just think it's God as a comedian playing to an audience who's afraid to laugh. And they are of like minds, but I slobbered all over my pillow because they put a post insert thingy into my
jaw.
I mean, and so I've had this what they call the flipper, which is a fake tooth, which is why I sound like I sound like the beaver.
Oh my God!
What? I am a beaver. You're a beaver. We are beavers. All when we get together, we do the beaver call. What? It's Groundhog Day. So anyway, I slobbered all over my pillow because you bleed like a stuck hog when they go drilling into the bone in your mouth. I'm digging a hole here. So anyway, I drooled and slobbered and all over my Giza Dream sheets too, which by the way, blood comes out easily. They are. They're very soft. So when you're going to drool them, when you've got pain in your mouth, from getting drilled in your mouth, I should stop. I should just go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Mojo50 and get yourself a MyPillow as low as $19.98. You can slobber all over the damn thing. And it'll come clean, just as easy as the next one. MyPillow.com, promo code Mojo50. All right, Cesar
Happily promoting the 4 F's
is next.
Freedom, faith, free markets, and
Clear.
Mojo50.
What is that?
That is the Sunday Long Live Radio.
You'd think I'd know. I ever tell you what I am allergic
to stupidity?
Not that. It's like you'd think I'd know everything about this radio station. But it goes back to my days as the operations manager of K-Ocean in Newport Beach. And I lived, breathed, ate, slept that radio station and ended up getting fired in the end.
Why?
That was the guy I told you I worked for that was the con man. And I don't know, it's like PTSD. I've equated focus and attention on something, I think, like this, as negative. That makes sense? May not make sense, but I am a therapist's dream.
I don't understand the comment, though. Focus and attention.
Well, I focused all of my attention on
that station.
On that station. And, I mean, all of my time, I ate, drank, slept, and turned around and was rewarded with getting fired. It was traumatic. Getting fired is traumatic, especially for somebody like me.
I agree. All right, I've got Cesar, too, on
I'm
the line.
sensitive.
The Daily Mojo.
All right, can somebody please tell me what the hell they're thinking in Washington, D.C.? And I'm not talking about the government. I'm talking about the football team. Not that it matters. But seriously, the Washington Commanders? I mean, has this been out there for a while that that's what they're going to call themselves? Isn't that what
I
you
think
said,
it
Ron?
has. I thought I had heard it. Yeah, it's been out for a few days, but it's not a surprise. I mean, if they're supposed to have kept it a surprise, they didn't.
Kind of like Tom Brady's retirement.
Oh, yeah.
But I tweeted the photo out, and this is on the front page of the, I don't even know what the hell their website is. Just Google Washington Commanders, and you'll find their website, which is already up. The photo gallery, they have the new uniforms, and it looks like he's doing the fake boobies trick. You know, where you pull out your shirt and twist it, and then you get, am I the only person who ever did that? Come on, Ron, you used to do that.
Probably.
You do that? Yeah.
Oh, probably you're the only person that ever did.
I am not. I'm the only person willing to admit it because I have nothing left to lose.
He's trying to stretch his shirt out so you can read the word commander.
He's making fake boobies. I don't know why he's making fake boobies, but I think he's making fake boobies. Have you seen that, Cesar?
Hang on.
What do you mean, hang on? You said I have
unmute.
Cesar on the line.
But I had to unmute him. You didn't give me a chance to say,
oh good grief. How tough is it to hit a button that says unmute?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
You can now.
Hey, yeah. Well, all I got to say about this whole Washington gig is that name is going to, the short slang for the Washington Commanders is going to be the Washington Commies. I think this kind of just, it just outlines how bad it just says how bad it's going to be. So
it
the
really
Washington
is.
Commies, thank you, America.
It's really. Have you seen their website yet?
I have not been to their website yet.
Well, when you do, look at the photo gallery, and you tell me if that guy is not making the fake boobies move, because I mean he's making the fake boobies move. All right, hold on, because it is contractual that we do this now. That Cesar Ybarra is the vice president of legislative affairs, and Ron, are we not supposed to salute?
You're killing me, Brad. You're killing me, Brad.
Isn't that? I mean, I think that was what was sent over in the contract writer when he's agreed to do.
You have to salute while the music's
We
playing.
have to salute. So I don't know if we have to wait until the whole thing finishes playing or not, if we can stop in the middle of it, but it's an honor. Hold on a second. I have to get the verbiage right. Cesar, it is an honor and a privilege to have you again on the Daily Mojo. Thank you, sir, for being here.
At your service, Brad.
There, I do that. Oh, goodness. So, Washington is a giant swamp. I've got to ask you your opinion about the Biden announcing the cancer moonshot part 2 yesterday. What?
Honestly, Brad, we were so busy trying to track the just this America concedes bill. It's what we're labeling it. It's the big giant gift to China that the Democrats are passing.
Yeah.
The $52 billion bill. That's what we've been tracking and trying to scrutinize this week. But I did see some headlines about it. Again, I don't have any details for you on that, honestly.
And here's what I think. Here's why he did it. I have not heard about this bill that you're talking about. And because of everything the White House does is like a smokescreen. They trot him out. He makes some announcement that you're like, whoa, I can't believe he said that. Meanwhile, the left hand is over there doing something nefarious. So, all right, tell us about this. What they're trying to slide through here with China.
So this is the bill. This is the bill that. So pretty much the United States is going to be. The Congress is going to subsidize the American semiconductor industry to the tune of $52 billion. Right, it's a big giant gift to corporate America. They have the means to invest, and all this bill does is it puts so many hamstrings on the ability for businesses to conduct their operations outside of the United States. Right, so they're just putting out. It's a 3,000-page bill. That goes to say everything about this bill, because the Senate companion.
How many? Whoa! How big?
3,000 pages. 3,000 pages. The Senate bill, the ones that the senators are trying to push related to the semiconductor industry, is only 14 pages long, right? So that just goes to say all of the crap that they've added there. The word coral, like for coral reef,
right?
That's the most used word in the whole bill. This bill is just another way to push their climate change agenda. create new federal grant programs. Again, the Democrats want to message the single issue, oh, we're going to do good things for the semiconductor industry, but in order to get there, you have to tag all of these federal grant programs to it, and that's just how we get to federal programs that never end, right? So compared to what the senators are doing, which is 14, or I don't know the exact amount, but it's only 14 pages long. It gets to the point, one issue, one bill.
What was it they snuck through in the NASA bill, the NASA funding bill, a couple of weeks ago? I mean, they're notorious for doing this, sliding other stuff that has nothing to do with anything into these bills.
Right, exactly. Like, for example, they passed a big infrastructure bill, and it had some sort of research and development funding for or new programs for red light cameras, right? So now people are barely catching on to this. Like, Pete Buttigieg is going to be conducting this pilot program, etc. But again, that's how end. Like, in the future, whatever they're trying to do right now, it's going to become a common thing down the line because they've already laid the groundwork through this big bad bill.
And again, this is nothing new. They've been doing this forever. They will continue to do it. The national debt is now up over $30 trillion, and there's no real panic. There's no, I mean, if you look at the mainstream media, nobody's really worried.
You got to remember what Admiral Mullen, who was a past chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, he said the biggest threat to national security is the national debt. When you cannot keep your fiscal house in order, how can you keep your country in order? And that's what's happening right now. 30 trillion, there seems to be, we hit 30 trillion, they're still trying to pass these multi-trillion-dollar bills. So at some point we have to get real because, we're not going to be able to sustain our Social Security, programs, Medicare, Medicaid, interest on the debt. This is mandatory spending that if we continue to borrow, we're just going to go bankrupt. We can't keep printing money.
What, and I don't mean to get too personal, but what the hell? What year were you born?
1991.
All right. If you Google, go back in the Wayback Machine, if you Google Social Security funding endangered, something to that effect, you will get stories from 1981 where they were in the New York Times, where they're talking about how, Social Security will be bankrupt by the year 2000. Medicare and Medicaid will not have any money after the year 1995, blah, 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 blah. So they have been saying and repeating the same story for decades, and nothing changes. Nothing changes, and people are frustrated.
There's only one member of Congress that I've seen who talks about this issue in extreme detail because that's what it takes. It's a serious policy thinking. It's Congressman David Schweikert. I will send you his videos, but he goes down on the House floor and just kind of lays it out. He talks for 1 hour each week. It just goes through the numbers, goes through the data. He talks about how America is going through a demographic crisis where America is not having enough kids. We have more people. Like in one state, just had more people die than kids being born. The problem that causes is you're sort of losing the tax base that is expected to sustain all of these federal government or federal entitlement programs like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. So if you're not able to, you either have more babies or bring more people in, right? It's one or the other because at some point these debts have to be managed.
How do I ask this? Because people are so frustrated. No, because I know people like you and organizations like Freedom Works are trying to make a difference in Washington. But when we see things that are, like the Social Security and the Medicare, Medicaid and all that, we see them, it's an old story from decades ago and it keeps repeating itself. Yeah. I mean, it seems like business as usual. How the hell do we change this?
Here you need. This is one where it's going to take a village. It can't be a partisan. Like you need the senior community to come to the table. You need the youth to come to the table. You need people who've invested 30, 40 years into Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid. You need them to bring to the table and lay out the facts. Because at the end of the day, as Congressman Schweikert says, this is math, and math is true. Like you cannot get your way around math. So everybody needs to pitch in, and there needs to be some sort of like monumental, like bill of the century sort of thing, because if not, these programs are going to be bankrupt in less than 10 years.
But that's what they said in 1981. And 40 years later, they're still not. So they will continue. I mean, they'll just move money around is what they'll do. But how long can how long can they do that? It seems to me.
That's my point.
Yeah, we've got to be at the end times for either this government or common sense or something.
So I don't know. But if you look at 1981, the federal government was not as big as it is today.
No.
Steve Moore actually just launched a book, our senior economist here at FreedomWorks. He just launched a book called Govzilla, and it highlights just the growth of government across the board since the 1940s, 1950s, and it's dramatically. It's bigger, right? So, if you compare 1981 to today, I think the story may be a little bit different. But the point I'm trying to make is, government has continued to grow to sustain, and we haven't been able to sustain these mandatory programs.
Right. Well, and I don't mean to beat you up. You just happen to be sitting here after we looked at the national debt, and everything is insane. And because you mentioned 81, let's see how. Hold on a second. In 1981, the minimum wage went from $2.30 an hour for non-farm workers to $3.35 an hour. Look at that, $3.30.
Yeah,
it was a simpler time. Hold on a second. I'm seeing if I can find the number of government employees, because I saw the figure the other day. Oh, I know what it was. I was looking up the vaccine mandate.
I'm going to send you our book, because it's going to have all these answers for you. It's all laid out in charts.
Will I be happy once I read it?
Yeah, because it's just great. It's easy to read, and it just gives you just a perfect view on the growth of government across the board. National debt, government employees, Social Security, Medicare, all these things. I love
that. And Ron, did he just call me simple? I'm fairly certain he just called me simple.
No, come on.
It's all right. It's all right. I know where you live. And the reason that I was thinking about the number of government employees is I was looking up the vaccine mandate and trying to find out whether or not the White House employees are required to get the vaccine. And Biden mentioned, and I still can't find that answer, but what's that mean? What difference does that make? Biden mentioned the number of employees throughout the federal government across the nation. It's 3.5 million. They are, again, still the largest employer in the country. That's terrifying. That's just.
It is.
I mean, we really have to do something about this. And I know freedomworks.org is the website, and I'm assuming all the help you can get, citizens, people who want to make a difference.
All hands on deck. Literally, it's all hands on deck. Again, everyone says if it's this election, it's next election, the most important of our time. It's always true, because if we don't stop the Democrats and they continue to move the ball down the field, they're gonna reach their goal, and it's to implement a federal government that is going to be there to be a nanny state and take care of you from cradle to grave.
It really is stunning how they have been able to implement all of this. It's more than stunning; it's terrifying. Again, Cesar Ybarra is the vice president of. Do we have Ron? Are we supposed to play the? We're supposed to play the song on the way out
as he walks out. Yeah.
No.
Right, sorry, I just. Cesar Ybarra, ladies and gentlemen, the vice president. All rise of legislative affairs for freedomworks.org. And buddy, we'll talk again next week.
See you, buddy.
All right.
See you.
Don't sit down yet. He gets pissed if you sit down in the middle of his song. Hang on. All right, I just had to. I had to get things in position here for our next bit, Ron. Our next bit is actually something that's rather exciting. It's a new program, and it's a new program that is being brought to you. This is so good. This is the Babylon Bee. This is the Joy of Painting with Hunter Biden.
I love this.
You definitely want to start with a nice, clean brush. So just give me a second, okay? Let me get my brush. Whoa! Woo, mama! Yeah, I just blew my nose real quick. Van Gogh style. Here's your clean brush, and we have your nice white's my favorite color. Yeah, that's good oil. Okay, so we're gonna start some nice white mountains. We just put those in there. Very simple, much like joining the board of Burisma. You don't need any formal experience to be a painter. I started painting last year, and my stuff's already selling for $75,000. And it's definitely not because I'm the president's son, and that's why I feel so good. It's all me. Now, we're gonna use some nice gray like my dad's hair to add some happy clouds up here. Look at that. Remember, we don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. Like when I got a stripper pregnant in Arkansas, happy little accident. And when I lost my laptop, one of them, full of emails with the Chinese. And when I lost my other laptop, that one was full of sex tapes. Happy little accident. And when my dad botched the withdrawal from Afghanistan, those were hundreds, perhaps thousands of happy little accidents. Now, I need to clean my brush again. Yeah, now we're ready to paint. Okay, we're gonna put some trees right under these clouds. You start the night with a little white cloud, and then at the end of the night, you wanna come down and you do a little tree, if you know what I'm talking about. I like to think of trees as our friends. Some happy little tree friends. And I like to think of my brother's widow as my girlfriend. Well, at least until I met a younger, hotter lady that I married. But I did name our son Bo after my ex-girlfriend's former husband, who was also my brother. It's a little complicated.
Wow.
And voila, we're finished. Just like that. Look at this. 2 happy mountains. Of course, we got our happy little trees right here. And some clouds. That's clouds there. I want to thank, of course, China for giving me the money to make this show possible. Now, I've got to go because I got to order some more paintbrush cleaner. Why is there Parmesan everywhere? Was I eating spaghetti on the floor again?
Wow. You know, the Babylon Bee, that's a little racy for them, isn't it?
Yeah, but they push the limit sometimes.
I like that. I like it. I like the pushing the limits thing.
All in the name of joking. What is that called?
Satire.
Satire. Thank you.
Satire. Oblivion flickering over on the Twitters, and by the way, use the hashtag What I Learned Today.
Is satire a get out of jail free card?
Pretty much, yes. If you can prove
that
yes.
word,
If you use it, if you say it's satire, then it's not slander or libel. And which one is printed word? Is that slander or libel?
That's a good question.
Ask YouTube; they'll tell you. You can tag us in your posts on the social medias, no matter what they are. At Real Brad Staggs, at Real Ron Phillips. Why do you capitalize your R in real?
I don't. Why don't I?
Why do you?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't capitalize it on the screen.
I don't capitalize mine. Do I?
No.
I didn't think so. When Obama was doing everything he could to help Iran acquire the bomb, including giving them billions of dollars, why weren't the Republicans raising holy hell? I'll tell you why, because they were complicit. It's the Uniparty.
Yeah.
At this, I'm convinced it's the Uniparty. They are all worthless bags of horse crap at the leadership level. And I've been a registered Republican. I'm not. I'm an independent. I don't associate. I mean, technically, the Republican platform, if it means anything, aligns more than the Democrat platform to me. And then there, I've got the libertarian stuff. But because legalize drugs, why not? We've got 2 or 3 legal already. What's the difference? Alcohol's a drug. Why can you have one drug but not the other drugs? Why do you always go back to drugs? Because some of them are fun. That's why. Not hurting anybody. Bite me.
It is. Nicotine, for instance. People, you mean for years now, nicotine has been a legal drug,
and it comes along with some really shitty side effects like death.
Yeah.
So, put
nicotine,
that in your pipe.
Alcohol, right?
Yeah.
But you try to get
try to get a little ecstasy. Try to get a little X, a little Molly.
A little THC legalized, people lose their shit.
Heroin. What's wrong with heroin? It comes from a damn plant.
I think it's funny that Texas, being as progressive as we are, forward thinking as we are, with like the Second Amendment and guns and stuff like that.
I know
that you can't do freaking THC in this state.
It is weird, and they got all their panties in a wad about Delta 8 and Delta 9. Which
I think I heard you say that, but I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, they did. They for a while
used to be available in gas. I mean, you could go get it at vape stores.
Well, you can now. I mean, again, there was I think they put it on hold or something. They were freaked out because it's like, oh my god, people are going to do this, and they're going to get high.
Yeah.
Where was the last time you heard about anybody smoking pot and dying from it? I'm sure it's happened.
I didn't know until Willie Nelson said it that you couldn't overdose on pot.
You can't. Technically, you cannot get physically addicted to THC. Don't bother. We can argue about this all day long. But it's a mental addiction. But it doesn't. I shouldn't have said that because now anyhow. Robin P. Dave the Seal is all good with water until it freezes. I know, right? And then it's all slippery and stuff. Medalist of Mississippi, good morning, you sick, twisted jackholes. I was wondering where you were. Are you just now getting up? And Florida Man on Safari, where's David G? Someone is slacking off again. He's buzzing off, technically. He's afraid of water when it freezes. And he'll tell you he's not afraid of driving it. He's afraid of the other idiots that are driving on it. So there's that. If you go to the very front page of Mojo50.com, you will see front and center right there in the middle the new innuendo bells, which are available, and they are beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
And of course, it's Ron over at Romika, who works his magic with his lasers. But if you go front page Mojo50.com, that's where you'll see them. Click on them; it'll take you through the ordering process. Now, my question is this: can somebody who orders one of these, could you personalize it on the back side so you can?
That is correct. Mm-hmm. So the bell itself comes with the Mojo 50 logo and Mojo 50 radio on one side. The engraving on the back side is included in the price.
So how long have you been engraving on the back side, Ron? You've enjoyed this engraving on the back side for a long time, right?
Yes.
And you're just now coming out.
That's correct.
And it's, you know what? I don't think you shouldn't be ashamed.
The joy of engraving on your backside.
Oh yeah. And you could put, let's say, mayhem on the backside. You could just,
dude, you wouldn't believe some of the stuff I've got people wanting on the backside.
Oh, yes, I would.
Doc's 5 rules on the backside.
Whoa, can you fit all of that on your backside?
It will be small, but it will fit. It just will be small words, right?
Oh, look, I just made a muffler.
Yeah, you sure did.
Those are the two magnets from the beer dispenser.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be damned.
By the way, we had to send out an email yesterday to those that have placed orders. We apologize for the delay. We have not shipped them yet because I do not have the bells yet, because our distributor decided they were going to delay delivery. So,
well, it is Ice-Mageddon out here.
Well, they delayed it 2 days ago, and I think it was because of Ice-Mageddon, wherever the hell they were.
Well, it is.
But they are due in on Monday, so as soon as I get them, we'll get them engraved and get them sent out. So I do apologize and have notified everybody that's ordered so far. So,
well, at least you're honest. That's the important thing.
And I did sell my what did you call it yesterday? My herb tin cans.
Your herb cans.
My herb cans.
Your pot can. Let's just be honest. They are your stash cans.
I sold both of those jokers that were on the website. So
you only made two of
one
them?
person. Well, no, it's the two that are on the website.
Oh. All
So
right.
one person bought both of them.
Who's smoking
So,
pot? I was
I'm
just
not telling you who that
asking
is.
for a friend. Asking for a friend. All right, so go to mojo50.com, front page. You will see the bell right there. And, again, you can order it from Mojo50 and get it set.
That's
but it'll
correct.
be,
Just remember,
delayed.
if you want the Mojo 50 bell, you have to go through mojo50.com. Don't go directly to Romika to order your
We
bell.
didn't say anything about that's the beauty. That's why I just said go to Mojo. I didn't even mention another website, did I? To simplify for these simpletons.
Right, but there are bells on my website. If you go looking for pot cans, there will be bells on that site. but
We'll
don't
get to
order
the
bell
pod
through.
cans eventually. I was
Yeah.
trying to keep things simple so these
All right.
simpletons listening who don't know
I
the
got you.
difference, and there you go complicating it.
Oh, one other thing.
Oh, Lord.
We did add an image to the dog tags, like the real dog tags.
Okay,
We had
okay, you're going to confuse. Can you get the
I'm
dog
not-
tags at Mojo50?
No.
No.
But if
you're
you use,
confusing things.
if you go to the website
Lord.
from
You're gonna-
Mojo50
Oh, good grief.
and you click on the dog tags,
Oh, boy.
you do get the Mojo50. You do still support Mojo50 as with the referral code.
Okay,
Anything they click on after
Are
they
you
get it.
done confusing the hell out of the issue now?
I'm not. One more thing.
Oh,
We
good
added
grief.
an image to all the dog tags with about, looks like about 60 ideas to include I'm why we can't have nice things.
You know,
have
we're-
your people call my people.
You know that we'll talk about this in a bit, right? I mean,
Okay, no, I didn't know. Sorry.
The Daily Mojo.
wow. You know, we've been complicating the relatively simple now for quite a while.
What the
We've
hell? I
gotten very
thought that
good
was
at
my
it.
segment. Sorry.
No, it wasn't. No, I said Mojo50, where you can also get great shirts. We do need to do a shirt that is distressed like this one. Really do. I think that it would be a huge seller.
Yeah, but didn't you distress that after it
I distressed it
after
over
you
the
got
course
it?
of 3 years,
Yeah,
yes.
I got
But
you.
I'm just saying I like the distress look.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say Mayhem on the back of one of those bells. I say that because it's the Pam and Tommy thing on Hulu,
Oh yeah.
which
Is that not a crazy story?
it's a bizarre story. And the guy, you know, the contractor who was making the bed for Tommy Lee, and Tommy Lee tried to screw him out of paying him, and then the sex tape gets released. And some people are saying that, you know, there's some shenanigans going on behind the scene, that it was kind of a contrived controversy. But I can't decide if that is the dumbest thing I've ever watched or if it's titillating. I'm torn.
Well, tits is a big word there. I mean,
Didn't
and
say
that's
tits,
probably
I said titillating.
yeah. You kind of said tit, but
Relating.
that's the first thing that popped into my head because Pam Anderson. Okay,
You know, it's
but-
amazing we don't get kicked off YouTube for saying things like that. We can say that all damn day long. But, you know, you mentioned ivermectin, and all of a sudden they
And
lose
boom.
their heads. And
Yeah.
but I mean, it's just such a weird. I've watched like an
What's
episode and a
What's
half.
it called? Mayhem.
Well, it's what Tommy Lee has on his
tattoo, yeah.
on his stomach, which is what made me think of that whole thing. More insanity when your Daily Mojo continues in a minute.
Clear. Sorry about the commercial extension there. I didn't realize where you were going.
You didn't, did you? It's simple. Simplify.
Sorry.
Rhymes with semperfi. Oh, that has to do with
Obviously,
anything,
I
but
didn't know. So.
That's because I didn't tell you. But it made for more fun, right? Wasn't it fun? Did we have fun?
Oh, that was hilarious.
Wasn't
right
that
until you
fun?
scolded me.
I like scolding you. Because you know what? The makeup sex
It's when you spank me. That's
is
the problem.
incredible. You ever have makeup sex?
Yeah.
Where you put on makeup and have sex?
Yeah, that.
I love doing that. Do you wear the dress or do you wear the pants?
Damn it.
I understand.
I got Dave.
I got you, Dave. Oh, that's a good song. Hang on a minute. I got to get that.
I got you, Dave.
I got you, Dave.
So the 4-wheel drive just wasn't going to do it for you today, huh, Dave?
He's such a chicken.
Yeah, if you could clear the roads of all the F-tards.
There's no one out there driving right now.
Because they're smart.
Yes,
that's what
there
it says.
are.
Have you looked?
There are buses. There are big rig trucks. 635 is completely shut down.
What?
635 shut down in a lot of places.
All right, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put into my.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Yep.
All right, so I've just put in your destination into my Google Maps.
So we're going to spend time doing it.
And I'm just looking at where all the holy shit. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. Wow, everything's orange. So
No shit, Sherlock.
Right now, it would take an hour and 3 minutes to go 42 miles.
Dude, it takes that long on a normal day.
Well, then what's the problem? Why didn't you just get here?
Because I didn't want to spend 3 hours on the road. Because I would have taken the back roads north.
No, because it only takes an hour and 3 minutes to get here. Wow.
Yeah, Zuckerberg.
Wow.
Thank you.
Zuckerberg.
We're too old to give our. Yeah.
How does that make
Google, Facebook, all those idiots.
Zuckerberg has nothing to do with Google. And this Zuckerberg has nothing to do with Google.
My point is the social media. I group those idiots all together. They put out stuff that takes our brain power away. Oh, the map thing says I can get there in an hour and 3 minutes, bypassing my common sense that says, no, you can't.
How do you know how long it would take you to get here?
That's why, Scott, because I drive it all the time, and if I have to speed, I'm going to double the time. Because sure as hell, I'm going to have to stop and help somebody on the road. Or run.
Now we get
or run them over.
He wants to stop. Well, you know what? You're missing a really good present that you were going to get today that I have my hand on right now that no one can see.
And I didn't get to show my brand new shirt, which you would be envious of. You and Ron would be like, oh, I got to have that shirt.
Tweet it out. Well,
I don't have a tweeter.
Oh, shoot.
I don't got a tweeter.
He doesn't have a tweeter, Ron.
A tweeter.
He doesn't have one.
Are we on the show yet?
No.
Not yet.
20 seconds standby. Oh. Clear out the control room, people. Hold on a minute.
Ron, I found a good leather belt place.
Oh, you did? Good.
Found a what?
I did. I want you to know. It's really good. It's expensive as hell. I'm going to get one, and I'll let you know how.
Until tomorrow.
Stand by,
See this Packum Parabellum.
If we weren't so bad.
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss.
Do I want to keep my penis?
Cat wants some black titty. We wouldn't be so good. Mojo 50. The mothership has landed.
Florida man on Safari said, is that Dave G or Jeffy calling in complaining about the roads? Yeah, I noticed that. Jeffy he was bitching about that on his podcast the other day. What is it? Gnawing on the bone, or what's it called? Chewing the lizard?
Chewing the fat.
Chewing the fat with...
Gnawing on the bone.
Gnawing on the bone. I always get it confused.
I'm going to start a podcast called Gnawing on the Bone. That'll be fun.
I think you should call it Gnaw This Bone. I mean, if you're going to get right down to it, why not, just stick it in their face?
Okay.
Shouldn't you? I mean,
okay.
Asking for a friend. And let's see who else is making any sense. Slightly venomous Kirk. I tried. Ordering things at Mojo 50 Radio, listening to Ron is as easy as figuring out a woman. I know. I tried to simplify.
Oh my God.
I just tried to simplify it, and honestly, give him cut him a little slack. He hasn't been in this business all that long. And so it's, what? I think that's fair. Don't you?
I don't even remotely think it's fair.
You don't
understand? No.
Okay. I'm kind of vamping here because I'm looking for, well, you know what? I'll play the intro first, and then I'll find out.
He's a former Navy SEAL and Muppet enthusiast. Please silence all cell phones and electronic devices and enter the skip. Prepare to be debriefed. Now presenting the Mojo 50 Global Security Brief, Lord David.
I'm looking for his the lightning round, and I can't find the lightning round.
I sent them all.
No. I'm looking for the lightning round. You have a special bed that is the lightning round, and Ron, what'd you do with the lightning round?
You're the one that moved them. I have no idea.
I didn't touch it, and yet you somehow have found a way to ruin the lightning round.
Ron, I sent you a message and it's green. I thought you had a iPhone.
I did, but I don't. I have an Android.
Okay, so
yeah.
All right, you're not getting the belt thing.
I told you. See, Ron. Oh, here's the new background music.
And we don't know, we won't find out.
Hey, that was yesterday. Groundhog Day.
Hold on, here we go. Dave. Oh shoot. Oh, Dave. One more stanza. Hold on. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Dave.
I got you.
Dave. See?
I got you.
Dave. All right, so there's the new theme song. So all right, so let's start at the top. It is the lightning round. We begin in from KRON. Is this out in San Francisco? Headline: Unvaccinated Kyrie Irving should not play at Chase Center, according to a San Francisco supervisor. What say you, Dave? Go.
Stupidity. So this guy can't play at home because he's in New York, right? But he can play other places. And then San Francisco has the just, I want to say the F word, that he can't play there.
First of all, who is Kyrie Irving? Is he a football player?
No, basketball.
Oh. Shows you how much I know.
He made headlines for not getting vaccinated. You didn't follow. I don't follow sports either, but I thought it was cool that he said, I'm not doing that.
So they're not going to allow him to. They're not going to allow him to play. Here's the funny thing.
He can't play
at Chase Center. And again, the fact that if you're unvaccinated, you can spread the smeg, and if you're vaccinated, you can spread the smeg. So why is it that an unvaccinated person should not be allowed to play with vaccinated people when everybody's spreading the smeg everywhere?
Well, get this. On top of that, so it's not just vent my spleen, but the sheep out there listening to this, or if you know some sheep, stop complying. This will come up in just a minute on one of the lightning round things, but I watched some outtakes of Yellowstone last night.
Yeah.
all the cast within a few feet of each other, including some of the crew, don't have masks on. But all of the camera operators, the directors, everybody's got a mask on.
Yeah.
What a bunch of F-cards.
That was the protocol for television production for most of 2020, is that they had to, or 2021, is that if you were an actor on the set, you did not have to have it, but if you were on the crew and not interacting with the actors at the time, you had to wear the mask.
Yeah, actors don't get COVID, dude. Come on.
It's just
right, and you can't, because they're so high profile. So stop wearing the masks, people. Stop. All right, next one.
All right, there goes YouTube. Thanks, Dave.
But we can talk again about, what was it, engraving on your backside?
Engraving on your backside.
That'd be in the butt, Bob. Washington Post reporter compares COVID-19 deaths to murder victims and mocks calls to move on. What say you?
Yes, move on. So we're not going to move on. We're going to dwell on this situation, this scam that is trying to wreck our country, mandating kids that are forced to wear a mask even though they're not getting the disease, they're not dying. And even with just this week, all of the new numbers about how quote deadly it is. So this person doesn't want to move on because that was the moneymaker. That was the story. That was the way to control the population. So we're not going to move on.
Yeah, but cancer.
Well,
Yeah, but
Cancer.
that is going rapid.
No,
It's rampant
cancer. The
because
White
no
House
one's
is
getting
now.
their
No, cancer is now the number one. That's why the White House is introducing or reintroducing the cancer moonshot. But that's a different story. I didn't mean to throw you off track
Right.
there. Moving on.
Because he lost his-
The next one. California kills single-payer health care bill that would double state taxes. What say you go?
There is at least some kind of sense left in that state. I mean, just look at the numbers. They were going to have a single health payer system, which there are some benefits to that, but they were going to spend. It was projected to spend much like the high-speed train. Oh yeah, it's only going to be $20 billion and it'll be done in 5 years. Now it's in $100 billion and it won't be done until 2035. So the single payer medical system was supposed to be X number of dollars, but it was more than the budget.
$391 billion a year. Are you suggesting that that's too much money?
Yeah. They don't have that kind of money. The budget for California is less than that.
Can't they?
So where are they
borrow
going to get
that
it
from the federal government? I mean, they're handing out
Sure.
money left and right. They
Yeah,
didn't have
so-
the votes, and I wonder if that was. I wonder if the politicians in California, for some reason, are coming to their senses. I mean, it's probably pie in the sky, but I mean, I wonder if that's what's happening.
Even the crazy leftists went to high school and had basic math, training. They ignore it,
Right.
but they had it. So maybe it's just shining through. I mean,
It's possible. It's possible.
Ugh.
There might be a light at the end of the tunnel. Likely it's a train.
Agree.
Moving on. GoFundMe for Canadian truckers approaches $10 million more than the country's political parties raised last quarter. And I might, if I'd like to add something to this. It is now official. GoFundMe has frozen the funds. And I challenge you to find the damn GoFundMe. I've not been able to find it on GoFundMe.
Yeah, so they did they raised more money, and then they suspended it for a review. And then I saw a statement from them that said they'd given out, dispersed $1 million dollars of the $1 million of that fund out, and they're still reviewing it because they had to go through the the process just to check. What about that woman that now, I'm not mocking her. I'm just using it as a kind of a silly example. The woman that crazy glued her hair, she got a bunch of money, didn't she? Did she have to do any review, I wonder? How about anybody that gets that
And
money?
she actually sang, she released a song, which I was
She
pretty
actually
impressed with.
did. And
We played that, and we were actually impressed with it.
I do
Careful,
dumbass
she's
things
black.
all
We
the
can't,
time.
well,
so-
you can't criticize her. She's black. All right, open the mics back up.
No,
now.
I didn't criticize
Okay.
her.
Good.
I mean, she did a stupid thing. I do stupid things all the time.
You?
Hey, if you want to give her money, fine. But I don't think her account got reviewed.
No.
So
Of course not.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop giving money using GoFundMe.
Give, send, go.
Clearly, they get a cut.
Give, send, go. Give, send, go
That
is the
one.
new one. It is. We talked with Heather Wilson earlier this week. And not only was she very nice, but their business model, which I thought was, pretty smart. Ron, didn't she say that they just decided to make it free, but you could donate. You could choose to donate to.
Yeah, it was a payment model that was different than
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
Oh, and then didn't GoFundMe copy them? Whoa, hey, we don't like that. We got to go for that too. So, give, send, go is where you should be putting your money. We said it. Just do it. There won't be any problems.
Put that on your tweeter.
Yes, well, we will.
Put that on your tweeter.
We will, and
Yeah.
we'll put that on
Okay.
our Getter and our other stuff. Moving
Yeah.
on. Joe Rogan hits back after claims of spreading misinformation. Go.
Can I ask a question? Do you
No.
have the one about the DC locals? Did I send that one to you?
I have absolutely no idea.
DC locals.
DC locals.
Okay, we need to talk about it.
I do have the one about
headline.
the DC locals. You're lucky I found it. DC locals react to new mask mandate. I'll comply with whatever they want. What say you? Go.
Yeah. So again, the sheep. Some of the comments from these guys. So what happens is they were talking about interviewing Washington D.C. locals, and they have a mask mandate now. And some of the quotes are, "I'll comply," and I quote, "I'll comply with whatever they want, right? But I think it's a slippery slope. I think, let's see, good news, a little bit annoying, but you just have to put up with it for now, for 2 years. The mandate is a little bit too much, I think," said another D.C. local named Kristen, "but I'll still wear it to let people be comfortable."
I believe I have some of those if you'd like to hear some. Would you like to hear some?
So,
like to hear
yeah,
it? Here it
sure.
comes.
You'd like to hear those?
Well,
Good.
just putting a mask on your face, and I mean, I don't mind doing it for another month.
The mandate's a little too much, I think. I think it's a good idea. It's better be safe than sorry.
It's a little bit annoying, but you just kind of put up with it for now.
I'm picking up my third job now just to make up for the money that's like missing. So yeah, everything's less than part-time for food industry. It's really sad.
So yes, there you go. Some people were not happy with it, but there were a lot of people who were, "Hey, if you need us to wear the masks, we are fine wearing the mask. That's not a problem."
Not a problem. And it's not about the mask. Just like the Canadian truckers. It's not
Right.
about the vaccine. They're getting it. They've got it. It's about mandating and people making you do things against your will, and we're getting bent over big time.
Like that thing that I made Ron
so-
do the other day that he was not really comfortable with, but if he relaxed for just a second, that's all it took. And then he enjoyed it.
Take a couple of deep breaths.
Right.
Deep, relaxing breaths.
You're going to feel a
All
little
right,
prick.
are we back to Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan hits back after claims of spreading misinformation. What say you,
Right.
go?
And the point of this one is the whole enchilada, if you will. All the things that have happened. Who gets to say what misinformation is? Why is it that this, and this kind of ties in with the Joni Mitchell, Spotify, what's the Neil Young?
In love too
So
fast.
they get to say that that's misinformation. Why did others get to tell you what your information is if it's misinformation? I don't know if
Because you will
Spotify is-
present the papers. You will present.
papers.
You will comply. Otherwise, you will
comply.
find yourself under the prison. 9.
That's why.
So I do like Spotify's stance. I don't know whether it was because they've got some huevos or because they paid out, $100+ million to Joe Rogan.
I was going to
for his
say
contract,
that right
and they-
there. It's the $100 million. It's not the huevos.
Huevos? Huevos.
But I want to be positive, so I'm saying, hey, good job on them. But why is it that an example is Neil Young? During the AIDS epidemic, he's reported to have called the people that were getting it the F word and ranting.
But we discovered that Neil Young, half of his catalog is owned by a group which is advised by, wait for it, a former head of Pfizer.
You've got to be kidding me.
If you listen to this
Really?
program, you would have found this out on Tuesday. Yes, in fact,
Everyone knows.
that the half of his catalog was sold last year or the year before, Ron, to a music group, and the advisor to that investment group is a former Pfizer official. So I don't know if that had anything to do with Neil Young's stance, because remember, Neil Young made a career out of railing against the man, and now he's railing against the guy who's railing against the man.
It seems like every time there's a weird decision from somebody like that you can always play like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon,
Right.
and it's usually like 2 or 3 degrees.
Yes. Yeah. There's somehow the Pfizer thing comes up, or some other damn drug company. Which, don't get me wrong, drug companies put out some good stuff, and more of it should be legal. But there's always a connection whenever you see somebody railing against the man. It's like, oh, wait a second, his sister-in-law just married the CEO of Merck. No wonder.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
But yeah, so yeah,
Ready? Moving on. Seattle officials plan to cede police station to BLM group. A report says so. What you say?
Again, this has already happened, but I just can't wrap my head around the people of Seattle or any place like that, where they thought, okay, we are going to hand over the police station, the entire police station. Now they say, oh, well, it was just something we considered, whatever chap ass or chop butt or whatever the hell that little enclave was.
Chapped ass, he said.
You know, it's pretty simple. When you can say chap ass and get a laugh out of Ron, he's such a simpleton.
It was good, wasn't it?
It was good.
Say the word dick and he'll just go, he just goes crazy.
So the leaders of Seattle were actually considering giving that police station to those morons.
Well, it was a piece of crap by that time. It had been burned down and looted. Here, you can have it.
Right. But it's not just the thing, it's the idea.
Right.
That you're going to give up a police station. I mean, the optics are horrible. It's just beyond me. And then they come back and say, "Oh, well, we were just thinking about it."
Well, and
isn't that where we have the story?
Interestingly enough, it's the thought police, future crimes, but the Chaz Chop area, no one has really brought this up, but that was an actual insurrection. Because they said that was what an not a good one, but an actual insurrection looks like when you have people saying we are no longer subject to your laws and subject to your rules in this country. We are an independent country here inside these four walls. Andy, there's four walls right here. This is my office. But that was an actual insurrection. I wonder how many of those people were charged with insurrection, while the January 6th gathering was not an insurrection, and yet now they have charged some of those with seditious conspiracy. It's almost as if there's an agenda behind the scenes. Sorry, I did not mean to steal your thunder. But we are running out of time. So I'll move on. Trump's rally in Texas shows exactly why he's so dangerous. Headline at CNN. What say you? Go.
Let me find it. There were some quotes from the, so this was CNN. And there were just some quotes that I thought, it's all about that Trump living, rent-free in your head. I didn't have it pulled up. So they're talking about, this isn't the first time Trump has expressed sympathy for those who were part of the January 6th act of, quote, domestic terrorism, quote, as FBI Director Christopher Wray has classified the riot.
Hold on, Ron, are you stepping on the phone line?
No, I mean it's in the
You're stepping on the phone line. Get your foot off the phone line. You're clamping
Pretty
down.
sure it's an internet
on the flow.
Ice.
Stop flowing.
There's ice on the.
You're having
there's
trouble
ice
with
on the
flow.
pipeline.
Okay, there's ice on the pipeline. Sorry. Go ahead. Quotes.
Quote, another said, does that mean Trump doesn't believe those who were injured? Over 140 police officers, some very seriously, by assaulting them with batons, poles, chemical spray, and other weapons, should face consequences. So 140 police officers were injured in that.
Oh, it went from 2 to 140 because they probably sent out a memo saying if you got scratched, if you got a bruise, if you got a hangnail that day, make sure that you report it to your supervisor so we can put it in the report so that when we have to talk to the press, we can say 140. If you stubbed your toe, I swear the Capitol Police as they're a bunch of pussies. If that took them down, God help us if we ever actually have an actual insurrection. Because if a bunch of grandmothers and middle Americaers coming at them with flags, with a flagpole, took them down. We were absolutely.
Well, and on the other side of the coin, maybe, but the deputy marshals, the deputy U.S. marshals that were defending, I think was it Portland, they now are not represented by their. They were by the DOJ. If you're a Fed, you get Yeah. So they've been told that they are not getting representation from the feds. If you're a Fed and something happens, now if you're cocaine, you do something civil, you're not protected by the government, by the lawyer. But if you are acting in your capacity, you get defended. Nope. So they've set these deputy marshals who are protecting the courthouses. I think it's in Portland.
Set them free. Sure. They're on their own.
No, yeah, they did with a letter. They're just saying, nope, we're not going to defend you for your actions.
Sorry, that buzzer means we're out of time. We are out of time. It's and just in time too, because it does sound like there's ice on the old pipe, and it was getting just nasty. As always, you know, and you know, you and the Capitol Police, I don't know what you're afraid of, the roads. And again, I look at Google Maps, and you could have been here in 61 minutes, but that's okay. That's okay.
You're wearing short pants and a T-shirt. You haven't been outside in
you know how long it took me to get here?
Time, dude.
It took me a long time to get here this morning. I'll have you know.
He had to stop on the way.
I did.
He had to catch his donut.
I did.
Had to go to the bathroom.
I did, exactly. So, again, it's been a great talk. Call back when you can't stay longer. And there he is, Dave G., our Director of Global Security. Of course, it's brought to you by PrepareWithMojo50.com. If those stories weren't enough to let you know that there's going to be some serious crap in the years to come in this country, and you're going to need. There was a guy I was listening to the WBAP here locally yesterday, and a guy called in, and he was from somewhere near the Brazos River, and he said he had 6 underground bunkers.
What?
On his property. He said 6, and each one can hold 8 to 10 people, and we can get they will sustain us for at least 3 months. Like, damn, that is prepared. PrepareWithMojo50.com is where you will find your emergency food supply and some other tools. So if you want to be the ultimate in prepared, you just have to go to PrepareWithMojo50.com. See, Ron, I kept it simple. The message was simple. The website was simple. I'm simple. You should be as simple as me. PrepareWithMojo50.com. Jack Hole Training NCO says, I refuse to watch TV shows that have people in them wearing masks during COVID. Honestly, I haven't seen any. That's the weird thing. Have you? As a matter of fact, most shows have ignored COVID, but more on the way.
A free exchange of ideas.
Most shows have not really because it would date them. Sounds like Dave G has the smeg in his throat.
Yep. Let's see here.
That's a funny one. Did you see that one?
Hang on.
What are you doing? Those need to be redone.
What's that? I got it. Tell her I fixed it.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I had forgotten to mute you out.
Fixed it.
I muted the wrong button. I muted myself instead of muting the station or muting you away from the station.
So, one job.
Yeah, that's true.
One little job. One simple one.
It's bold. It's patriotic. It's American. It's American pride.
It's American Pride Roasters coffee. Historically, great coffee.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com. The Daily Mojo
Mojo.
It was me.
Oblivion Flickering said, which will be flattened first, the COVID curve or Ron's learning curve?
It was me. I forgot to. I muted the wrong button. My apologies to all the commercial listeners.
How many times has that happened to each of us? We've touched the wrong button.
But hey, sometimes Brad can say some shit behind the scenes.
What? I never
That's
say
impressive.
anything.
So I wanted to leave him unmuted. That's what it was.
Metal, this is Mississippi Schmegmageddon.
Schmegmageddon.
Seemed like there needed to be. And Frank in, let's be Frank in PA, who got his feelings hurt yesterday because he thought we were ignoring him, and we weren't. It is not reasonable to trust the science if you're a lab rat. That's a good point. I mean, think about that. If you're a lab rat, so you're just supposed to shut up and just let it happen to you. Don't try to make any decisions, because you don't get to be a part of the process. Well, you are a part of the process. You are the process, but you don't get to make any of the decisions. You just sit there and be the rat. We'll tell you what we're going to give you, whether it's the placebo or whether it's the injecting FD&C yellow number 11 up underneath your skin, which that's a whole different story. But that's a good one. Did I love on him enough?
Yeah.
Is he going to stop bitching now?
It's going to stop bitching now.
Right, open our mics back up so people can hear us. Timmy, the retired pilot, I went out a bit ago to clean my walks off with my snowblower and got attacked by no less than 6 snowmen that came running down the street. I'm hiding in my warm house with my weapons, which are a blowtorch. I don't know who made those snowmen, but they are a little freaky looking, I will have to admit. All right, so the truckers, the convoy up in Canada, they're on the border. They're getting attacked from all sides too. Facebook has removed the Convoy to DC 2022 group, claiming, what would you think they would be accusing them of?
Not letting them get any damn sleep.
Claiming it violated policies around QAnon.
What?
I know.
Yeah, I follow the Reddit subreddit called Public Freakout.
Right.
And we'll get lost in that rabbit trail periodically because people are stupid. And I saw several guys going off on the truckers, man, over the last few days because they cannot sleep because the truckers are just sitting on their horns.
Honking the horns?
Or 24 hours a day, yeah.
Wow. You know what? Revolution is not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not for sissies. The group had over 130,000 members, but they removed the group. We have removed this group for repeatedly violating our policies around QAnon. They declared QAnon a violence-inducing conspiracy network. Therefore, the company will remove any groups, pages, or administrators associated. It's just so effing stupid. They just cannot.
All they got to do is like just say this is satire somewhere.
Right.
It's not really, but they just got to say that,
right.
And then they're safe, right?
So I have not been able.
We don't even have that disclaimer. We need that.
Okay, I finally found it.
Oh, okay.
Find the Freedom Convoy 2022 on GoFundMe. Yeah, it is frozen with $10,096,400.
Oh my God!
And at the top, it says under review. This fundraiser is currently paused and under review to ensure it complies with our terms of service and applicable laws and regulations. Our team is working 24/7 and doing all we can to protect both organizers and donors. Thank you for your patience.
They're about to go through that with a fine-tooth comb. They're looking for a reason not to give it to them.
The date of last revision to their terms of service were December 31st. Let's see here. Just the payment processor transaction. Just seeing if there's anything off the glares.
There's going to be something about hate speech in there, or.
But what have the truckers done? That's
no, I don't know.
Really? This is interesting.
Or revolutions or insurrections or some stupid shit.
Listen to this. This is under their terms and conditions under receiving funds, charities, receiving funds, if they're considered a charity. As a charity, receipt of donations minus any applicable transaction fees is based upon and subject to the applicable payment processors, procedures, and terms. Available payment processors are described under payment processors for charities. GoFundMe is not a payment processor and does not hold funds. Well, if they don't hold funds, then how can they hold up the funds? I'm probably oversimplifying it.
Well, no, they have a payments processor that they're telling to hold the funds.
Aha.
Yeah, I mean they have places that meet the requirements of being able to hold somebody's money. They don't physically do it themselves, but they're telling that company, don't pay this out yet.
Prohibited conduct, violation of any law, regulation, industry requirement, or third-party guidelines or agreements by which you are bound, including those of payment card providers. I wonder if they're going to say they've broken the law by blockading.
Yeah, is that against the law? If it is, to some extent, then that's why they're holding it. The fact of the matter is you've got the Canadian government probably putting some pressure on them.
Oh, I would imagine the Canadian government and the U.S. government is, as well, because now the U.S. government has decided, according to Jen Psaki, to put additional pressure on Spotify to get rid of Joe Rogan. So now we have the government of the United States. I would talk about tyranny.
Look, and I'm going to tell you, if I was Spotify, I'd be pissed to be stuck in the middle. It is my right. It's my right. It's my platform. But you're going to cancel me because that's essentially what they're doing, Brad. Yeah. The United States government is trying to cancel Spotify because Spotify will not bow to their bullshit demands. Not yet.
Not yet. But I think they would if they hadn't. And you want to talk about somebody else who right now is probably going over a contract with a fine-tooth comb? Spotify looking at the Rogan contract, trying to find out if there's anything. Yeah. Is there anything in here? Is there anything in here? Is there anything in here we can get? But maybe they're making a bazillion dollars.
Even if there's not anything in the contract, my guess is that there's a payout that they could pay Joe Rogan to break the contract.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure either party can break that contract with, something going to the other party.
Right.
And so my guess is if they get enough pressure, they'll figure out a way to pay him off on his contract and bounce him. And that sucks.
Not in a good way.
Not in a good way. If I was Joe Rogan, I'd be looking for a new platform as we speak.
PayPal is also banning anyone who opposes vaccine mandates.
PayPal can,
Uh-huh. I have a PayPal account, but won't shortly. And I don't care if you use PayPal or not. That's up to you. But I'm done with these commie bastards. They become the latest tech giant to ban users who speak out against vaccine mandates. They've vowed to prevent nonprofit organizations from raising money on their platform if they publicly oppose Orwellian restrictions.
See, here's the thing. Mojo 50 has a PayPal account that we use quite often for all of our processing on the back end of our website, our store, everything. It's a scary proposition.
It is. And I'm not suggesting you boycott them. I'm just saying I'm getting rid of mine.
Matter of fact, I'm going to go out to PayPal right now and move that money that's in the account.
Yeah, I would say that you probably should because this is targeted at us. Most recent attack on free speech has targeted the National Vaccine Information Center, the Frontline COVID-19 Critical Care Alliance, Organic Consumers Association, and many others. Technocracy reports powerful forces are at play, big tech among them, working to suppress blah, blah, blah. The NVIC, which is the National Vaccine Information Center, never heard of them, to be fair. December 21st last year, after business hours, PayPal notified NVIC that it would no longer process donations from their supporters, effective immediately. In essence, NVIC wrote in a news release, PayPal wants to control your choices and tell you which nonprofit charities you may and may not support. It's exactly what they're doing. PayPal's sudden and unexplained action against our donors comes in the middle of our annual end-of-year fundraising campaign. PayPal's attack against them is the culmination, and I'm going to get the press following cancel. I think they may have gotten their money back. I think NVIC may have triumphed in that. Now this goes back to our YouTube channel. I'm also working on. I have another YouTube channel. It just I've had it for a while. I think it's just Brad Staggs, and I have a bunch of the old woodworking videos up there. I've never really pushed it. It's just kind of a place to park those videos. But it only has like 600 subscribers. Need to get to 1,000 before it can monetize.
Yeah.
So if you wouldn't mind, I'll tweet the link, and if you wouldn't mind just following that so we can get the number up to 1,000, that may end up being another backup source for us. That makes sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because we will need another backup source when they dump us, when they hose us. I think this is...
But that's against their T's and C's for us to have backup sources.
We don't have a backup source, do we? Please follow. It'll help us. That makes no sense, but what the hell. I'll put this particular YouTube. All right, so I just tweeted out the link. So if you wouldn't mind following that one, that'd be Swellerino. Again, we just get up to 1,000 followers on that. Hell, I'm not even subscribed to it.
Look at that. Mojo subscribed to it now. You're welcome.
Oh, I just subscribed to it, and it brought us to 666.
Oh, you bet. Somebody quick.
Do I have a Satan filter on this thing here? Somewhere there is. It's just amazing.
Oh, you're at 668 now. You're good.
Oh, good.
Satan filter
should be somewhere. But when you go to do, it's like, okay, where else can I go to do something? Venmo is a good alternative, and I think it's actually easier than PayPal. It's owned by a couple of guys. I don't know. They may be freaking communist terrorists. No idea. But it's not owned by PayPal. I can tell you that. But here are 5 companies.
Here's where you run into the problem, Brad, real quick.
Yes.
You run into the problem by using these payments processing companies as bank accounts. Clear your money multiple times a day. If you're getting orders,
get it out of there.
They often offer you free transfers. It may take 3 days, and it doesn't usually take that long.
Right.
But clear your money out of those accounts into your private bank account.
Sweep it out.
Sweep it out every day.
That way they can't hold it. Like they're hosing the truckers with their $10 million. And don't you know there's a lawyer somewhere working on that right now?
I'm being told that Venmo is owned by PayPal.
It is? Really?
That's what I'm being told.
I looked it up and it said it wasn't. Damn it.
I don't know. That's what I'm being told.
All right. So well, maybe it is.
Maybe that person will
like I always say, don't believe anything I say. Always do your own damn research. Quit depending on me. I'm not your mother. Although for a price, I will wear a dress and pretend like it.
Venmo is an American mobile payment service founded in 2009 and owned by PayPal since 2012. If you just type in, is Venmo owned by PayPal?
I swear, I looked it up and it said it wasn't. Are you sure?
I just typed, is Venmo owned by PayPal in Google, and that's what it
All right.
reads.
Well, I found it, and granted, this is from last year. This article.
If you go to Forbes.com, 2021 July, Venmo is owned by PayPal and is part of PayPal's larger family of brands.
Well, F me. Son of a.
Now, I don't know if Cash App, who owns Cash App?
What's the other one? There's another one, too.
Zelle.
Diddle Money.
Diddle Money. I think Zelle is a bank thing. Oh, Square owns Cash App. I didn't know that.
Is Square okay?
Square Up. Yeah, I use now. Yeah, I mean, but look, dude, they're all payments processing companies all of them have their own terms and conditions that they can manipulate to fit their needs at any point in time. But I'm telling you, clear your funds every day. Now, if you have a problem with your personal bank holding your shit, that is a completely different story. But these freaking pop-up, I call them pop-up, payment providers or service providers,
yes,
they're much more likely to snatch your money out and hold you because they can do it based on their T's and C's. Banks typically can't do it until the IRS locks you down.
Well, son of a gun. All right, well, then just look it up yourself and figure it out. Honey is owned. Now, are they? Is Honey owned by PayPal? The little thing you attach to Chrome, and it's like if you find a price, the little Honey, the little B pops up. It's like it's the Honey Science Corporation, and it pops up. It says, "Hey, found a better price over here," and that damn thing is so annoying. I disabled it a long time ago, and I've just deleted
January 15th, 2021. As you may have heard, Honey joined the PayPal family of businesses.
Mother effer. Well, actually, that's good because they sucked anyway.
Yeah, they did. I didn't like
and
that.
Then iZettle, IZETTLE.
Oh, iZettle?
iZettle, mobile credit card payment service.
I've never even heard of iZettle, but PayPal owns them.
Braintree.
BRAINTREE.
Sure.
Braintree was founded by Brian Johnson. The company ranked 47th.
ACDC.
Provides clients with a merchant account and payment gateway. Yeah.
So it's owned by PayPal.
Who owns Zelle? Zelle Payments is it's owned by the banks.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. All right. Well, there you go. So just look up. But I mean, again, do business with whoever you want. At this point, I just cannot justify dealing with PayPal anymore.
The parent company of Zelle
yeah.
is a company called Early Warning Services, LLC. If that doesn't get you. And it's owned by 7 of America's largest banks. Bank of America, BB&T, which is now Truist, Capital One, JP Morgan, Chase, PNC Bank, U.S. Bank, and Wells Fargo. Which means you can only use Zelle through your accounts, having accounts at those banks. That's interesting, dude.
Well,
I mean, it's like anything. You know, you go back to the top level of most things in this country, and you find that it's all owned by one day. It's like the media.
I know.
Media is owned, by 2 or 3 organizations, ultimately. Clear your funds. If you're using these online payment platforms,
clear your funds.
Clear your funds.
Okay.
So they don't get held.
And queer is fun.
Yeah.
Clear your funds and queer is fun. Speaking of dog tags, RomikaDesigns.com. See now, Ron.
Now we're there. I'm
now
sorry.
you can blather all day long about dog tags because it's RomikaDesigns.com.
Yes, I added an image yesterday that has some sample dog tag sayings on them. Pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they funny by your standards or by the rest of us?
No, pretty funny by somebody else's standards because I didn't make them.
Where are they?
I think it's one of the images.
Which one?
The last image in the bottom right there.
Okay, there is no bottom right image.
Yeah, you see the images under the big image? Go back to the product where you were.
Okay. Hold on. I just pushed the button.
Okay.
And down here?
Yeah, you see the sub images there?
Look at that. The
oh
sub
my
images.
God, seriously.
What? I can't.
It's like what images? The ones that were on the screen, dude.
I'm Y. The hell does it say?
Just click it.
I
It'll
did
make them
click
bigger.
it. It made it bigger.
I'm why you can't have nice things.
Oh, it did make it even bigger. Damn.
Thank you.
That's huge. That is huge. In my defense, I was left unsupervised.
Yeah.
These would work with people.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Clingy AF. Boy, if I dated that.
Hey, there's one in there that's got the F word in it.
Boy, does it, except it looks like it could be Puck. Lost as Puck.
Lost as fuck.
Yeah, I get it. I was trying to. Call my mom. I don't have thumbs. I ran away. Sorry, not sorry. So these are all.
I made one. One of those images has my dog's stuff on it. That says, "My name is Lucy. I'm deaf. Please use hand signals." No, this is not a joke.
Who the hell's going to get close enough to read that?
I don't know. So, well, she would come up and let you get close enough. But the thing is,
bite your face off.
No, that's the thing. She can't hear. She
well,
can't
then
hear.
you're going to startle her,
and you
then
have to do these kind of things, you know. So, nope, she doesn't get startled. I'll believe it or not, dude. She could be sacked out sleeping, and you walk up and touch her, and she doesn't get startled. When she what? When she farts, she can't hear it.
I was going to do the Helen Keller dog.
Oh my God, she's not mute
when
though,
she
dude.
Barks
No, she does not.
You're going
She sounds
straight to hell for that. Straight to hell.
She's snork. No, she sounds like
Well, the good news is nobody that's deaf is listening to us, so that's a plus.
That's sad.
Well, they might be reading it. I'm not. Go ahead, keep talking.
Oh no. Anyways.
Oh no. Anyways, yeah. Yeah.
RomikaDesigns.com. Go out and get your dog tags available now.
So you don't
got
have
some other. We've got some really some cool other products
but
coming
for
up.
crying out loud,
No.
don't confuse them.
No, that's
Just
correct.
RomikaDesigns.com.
We have new products coming out. I've got to get to a point where I can create a sample of most everything to put it out there, but we've got some really cool products coming up.
Naturally Immune Cougar. This is great. Love you, pal. Follow Mr. Staggs now on YouTube. Oh, bless your little pea-picking heart. I love you, and you know I mean that. What if your name was IKEA?
That would suck.
It would, wouldn't it? There's a teenager in England who changed her name because her parents named her IKEA when she was born. She's now 19 years old. They loved the furniture store.
Wow.
And people kept calling her at school Flat Pack. That would suck. You go to school, people are, hey, Flat Pack, what's up? And let me just tell you.
Okay, that was the best tweet I've ever read. Thank you, Robin.
What did it say?
Look at it. I'll let you read it.
Hold on a second. I got to get back over here. Push this button. Love Romika Designs. I'm having my coffee this morning with balls against my chin, courtesy of them. What do you? If you got two nuts on the wall, what do you have?
I'm having some serious reservations with the thoughts I've got in my mind right now.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Jasmine Douglas's mom was inspired after seeing a TV advertisement for the Swedish company while she was pregnant. But her daughter, who was only visited IKEA once when she was a toddler, was tormented when she started school, despite enjoying free items from the store. Apparently, if you go in and prove your name is IKEA, they'll give you free stuff. If it includes the cinnamon buns, have you ever had an IKEA cinnamon roll?
Actually, I haven't.
Oh, it'll make you want to lay down, take your clothes off, and rub them all over you.
Okay, Bongino Report just responded to Zippy the Monk. Zippy the Monk tweeted, at Real Ron Phillips, check with Bongino. I believe he may have a CC processing solution or one in the works. Bongino Report responded with paralleleconomy.com.
That's right. I'm thank you. Yeah. I should have remembered that.
Parallel Economy, a sensor-resistant ecosystem. New standard in digital payments. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Dude, I've been in the transactional processing business. I've owned 2 transactional processing companies, and I can tell you, if you do it correctly, a half a cent off of every transaction you process is a lot of damn money.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
dog.
I blew like $1,000 at IKEA once.
I heard you did. What was it? What was her name? $1,000. Or what was his name? Sorry.
Right. I
Go
guess
ahead.
it works the other way, doesn't
It doesn't work.
See, she switched her name when she was 12. She has been using her former middle name, Jasmine. I just can't imagine Bongino just You're safe there. Good. Bongino just said you're safe there. Good.
Good.
That's what we need. I mean, okay, so the girl switched her name from IKEA. Bottom line. And go to paralleleconomy.com. Because you know what? We're out of time.
Yep.
What do you mean it's let's go?
Yep. This is 2 hours you'll never forget. Certainly we won't forget it. 2 hours of your Daily Mojo for Thursday. This is it the 3rd?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Where in the
Brad.
hell does the time go? It just flies right on by. Let's see if anything was sticky aside from the cinnamon buns this morning. Rebel Patriot, it's beyond time for a hashtag divorce. From what? PayPal? Okay.
God.
I don't know. The Knights who say, "Nee, I'm so glad no one else is home to hear me laughing about the Helen Keller dog."
It is what it is, dude.
The old
That's what-
joke is why.
Actually, she sounds like a real dog when she barks.
Why was Helen Keller's dog pissed all the time? Because
I
if
don't
your
know.
name was you'd be pissed too.
Come on, dude. Come on.
Her
man.
favorite color was corduroy. Oblivion flickering, making fun of the deaf. I hope Helen Keller isn't watching.
She would not be watching.
Well,
I'm
here's
sorry,
the
man.
thing: is they're starting to say that all that crap about Helen Keller is bogus. Because I've often wondered that
She wasn't a deaf mute, blind deaf mute.
Well, no. If you can't hear and you can't speak and you can't see, you cannot get input. There is no way how do you learn to do anything?
They did it in the hand, in her hand.
Okay, but you don't even.
You have to learn. Water. She splashed water on you. Did you not see the movie?
Propaganda. Oh, wait a second. Who made the movie?
What do you mean?
Who made the movie?
I guess.
What was their agenda? Original Georgia Peach media and financial business apps are owned by 6 company called the Big Six. Damn it. Except for paralleleconomy.com. Use that's Bongino's company, and he says we're safe.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He's a good cuddler. Medalist of Mississippi, I love IKEA food. Must be the little Swedish in me. You have a little Swedish in you?
Do you want to?
Would you like some? Let's be frank in PA. The thing about IKEA is she really feels incomplete, almost as if she's missing something important. But man, is she slapped together.
She's missing some parts, but she's cheap.
Misbehaved
Well, not really,
Beaver
I
is
guess.
never. Yeah, she is cheap. I've never been to IKEA. What the hell? Wow. Coming up over.
You don't know what you're missing.
You really don't. I mean, it is an impressive place. Coming up over most of these Mojo 50 radio stations, it is the encore presentation of Abnormal Realities. Ron and his little friend Rocky, and today
It is an encore presentation. Moving
good.
on.
That was awfully compelling. I'm sure that there will be dozens of listeners. We the people, remember, must hang together, otherwise we shall surely hang separately. That is becoming frighteningly apparent. 6 separate Tyrannis, resist stupid, and good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are.
Bell count is next. And don't forget to follow the YouTube account. See ya. That's all I have to say about that. All I have to say about that.
Is the Bongino report, is that him that was replying to us, or was somebody else?
I would imagine.
I was just curious.
That is somebody else running.
That runs that, yeah.
Running it, but I sent him a text, and he said we're safe there. So,
good morning, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with the bell count for the Daily Mojo, Thursday, February 3rd, 2022. Today there were 4 missed innuendo bells for drilled in your face, stick it in your face, gnawing the bone, knob the bone. 5 actual bells, and a wah-wah. Stay warm and healthy, boys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
okay, right above the email, right below the email, where the word of the day is something from a doctor. And it says how to reduce alcohol consumption by 50%. Why the hell would I want to do that?
Yeah.
How do you deal with reality if you don't?
Yakka.
That's what Helen Keller got in her hand.
Yakka.
Sorry. Sorry.
Will YouTube shut us down for that? Who knows?
Probably.
Here, have a little.
Yakka.
Really? It's
Yakka.
It's a
Yakka.
term in
Yakka
Australian slang.
Smirnoff.
Okay.
Yakka
It's Australian
Smirnoff.
slang, yeah.
Oh.
No, that would be Russian slang.
Oh, I got you.
It is a noun. It is work, especially hard work. And Ron, we know how much you enjoy hard work.
Hard work.
Ding.
That is a wrap.
Is it Friday yet?
Love you tomorrow.
Okay.